Just a lot of good things were going their way, and then it can turn in a hurry.
That went off the leg of Dimitri Rivers. That's the way it looked. I guess Bello just threw it out of bounds. Despite it going wrong in a hurry for the Bears, they're sitting here with 19 wins.
That's absolutely right. I mean, and not all is doom and gloom. I mean, regardless of what happens here today and moving forward, they've got Madison Jones, a guard, sitting out, transfer from Wake Forest, who was highly recruited and played at Wake Forest. He will step in and take Leonard's spot, seemingly. And what Stair has done here, and some of the other freshmen, they've gotten some valuable minutes. They signed a couple of kids, a couple of guards that can really shoot the basketball. Darius Roy in particular out of Lawton, Oklahoma.
What could be Leonard's final game. He's had a really strong tournament. Almost had a triple-double yesterday. He's approaching a career high in points here today. .220 to play, 15-point lead for ETSU. Both of the games they played in the regular season, Bucks won them both. Both were close. One of them in overtime, one of them by 3. Pretty impressive performance here for the Bucks. Add in the fact that they started hot and then watched the Bears throw an 18 spot on them. For the Bucks to settle down and pull away like this.
Well, you're right. It very well could have spooked them. Right? I mean, they came out confident. You used the word swagger. In a matter of about 6 or 8 minutes, I mean, the tide had turned. Halftime, you felt like it was really going to be a basketball game, and they came out and regained everything that was needed to win this game, offensively and defensively. Hey, I've talked about Mercer not really having a lot of flow. A lot of that has to do with what ETSU's done at the defensive end.
This is the one that brought the house down for Leonard. It's our Geico play of the game. They didn't have a bucket after this for a long time. Took it all out of the tank to elevate and soar. It's our Geico play of the game for the senior Leonard.
A well-deserved play of the game, but you're exactly right. It's really the only highlight of the second half for the Bears offensively.
Steve Forbes is somewhat of a history buff. After the regular season finale, went right into that press conference and is well aware that in his first year with ETSU, they put together one of the better seasons ETSU's ever had in the Southern Conference. Now the question is, with all their proud history in the Southern Conference tournament, can he make a run here? Step number 1 has been taken.
Many times that's always the hardest, that first game. All the pressure you're feeling, particularly as you're the higher seed.
Bucks have been to 9 NCAA tournaments in their proud history. They haven't been in 6 years, though.
And that was in the Atlantic Sun. Murray Bartow took him 3 times in his 12 years. He also took him to an NIT and a couple of CITs. You can't look past the job that Murray Bartow did. That said, a change was made, and Steve Forbes has just done a fantastic job in every aspect.
And in terms of the lengthy history of the Southern Conference, this is the oldest basketball tournament in the country. Any league, ETSU and Chattanooga have the 2 proudest traditions when you talk about championships, both regular season and conference tournaments. Chattanooga has advanced to the semifinals. ETSU a few seconds away from advancing on the other side of the bracket into the semifinals. Chattanooga has done this in the gritty way, getting past Samford earlier today. ETSU has been as impressive as any team in this tournament to this point. They will have to take one more shot here. Bears continuing to trap and continuing to pressure the ball. Stair takes it away, and it's Stair who's got a couple of free throws after that foul.
Give the Bears credit for not just giving in right here.
Mercer Bears fans, many of them will probably stay around. Their women's team was the regular season champs. They split that with the Mocs at Chattanooga. And that women's championship game is tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Mercer was one of 2 Southern Conference teams that beat Chattanooga this year. The almighty Mocs on the women's side, 17 Southern Conference tournament championship games. They are 16-0 in their first 16 trips.
Should be some championship game. Mercer with the player of the year.
ETSU, Chattanooga, Western Carolina. Those 3 will be in the semifinals for the men. Those semis will be played after the women's championship right here. One more quarterfinal left to be played to see who will meet ETSU. Will it be the Spartans or the Furman Paladins? The Spartans come in hot. The Paladins come in with their highest seed in 25 years. They're the 3 seed. Bello misses the exclamation.
That's the first time I've seen Steve Forbes angry in the second half. Watch this again. Been recognized as the run out by Bello, and he just wants kind of the icing on the cake.
Instead of just pulling it out, he missed a jam.